Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
We're gonna be reacting to most brutal gym deaths. This caught my attention because I'm in the gym virtually every single day, and it would be a tragic life and a tragic story to hear that Berto had passed away while lifting some weight. What a sad life. And let's get right into the video.
These are the most brutal gym deaths to avoid while working out. Number 1. A man was running on a treadmill in a local gym in India's Saraswati Vihar. He was doing his cardio for the day when he started feeling dizzy and lightheaded. So he stopped running, and all of a sudden he collapsed and started convulsing. 2 other gym goers checked up on him and alerted emergency services. Medics arrived and brought him to the hospital, but sadly he was already dead.
Damn!
His name was Siddharth Kumar Singh, and
What
he was
happened?
only around 20 years old, too young to die from a heart attack. Although he was routinely going to this gym, most conclusions ended up that his body was not adapted to the cardio and he pushed himself too far.
This nigga ran himself to death? That don't even sound like it makes sense.
His death was tragic, and it's important to have a gradual approach for exercising at the gym, as well as monitoring heart rate and hydration.
Wow.
Number 2.
There had to be something deeper going on. I mean, this nigga ran and his heart exploded or something? Like, what?
2. Imagine the most dangerous equipment in the gym that could possibly injure or kill you. You may think of bench press, a Smith machine, or a 150-pound dumbbell, right? Now, how about if I told you a treadmill? You might laugh in my face and then tell me to go to Weenie Head Juniors because of how harmless a treadmill is. Well, that's exactly what someone thought, rightfully, before they died in Delhi, India. Saksham Pruthi was at a gym on a Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. He decided to use a treadmill at the gym for one of his workouts. He was running and doing his usual pace when all of a sudden he collapses and falls near the machine. Other people at the scene saw him collapse and tried to rescue him, but when they touched him, they felt an electrical shock. He was taken to a hospital and was pronounced dead from electrocution.
Wow.
Turns out the treadmill he was using was faulty.
Bro, I was about to say if that happened to me, but nigga, I'd be dead. There'd be nothing I could do. But that is a lawsuit out the ass. Not that it matters. No amount of money is worth your life, but what?
It had multiple complaints about giving shocks to people who used it, but the facility
Really?
did nothing about it.
Oh, nah, they need to get closed and sued out the ass.
After the incident, the gym was closed and the owner was arrested due to the negligence of the equipment. I'm glad this gym was closed so nobody else could get killed from a faulty treadmill, but it's unfortunate because he died at 24 years old.
Damn, that made me scared to run on the treadmill. He got electrocuted to death?
Number 3. On a Tuesday afternoon, a young woman decides to work out at the gym with her boyfriend. The gym that they're in has 3 floors, and the boyfriend wants to do an exercise on a different floor than her. She wants to run on a treadmill on the 3rd floor, so they part ways to do their own exercises. She's making great progress while running, so she wipes her face with a towel and gets off the treadmill, but she loses her balance and finds herself on a ledge of an open window.
What?
She tries to grab onto anything she can.
No! What the hell? An open window at a gym? The person that built this gym need to get in trouble for this, because this is just a liability waiting to happen. Y'all got open windows on the 3rd floor at a gym? Then again, I guess that's not that crazy, because I work out at a gym that has a balcony setting. And yeah, if I wanted to jump right off that motherfucker, I could. Damn.
But fails and falls 3 stories onto her head. She was rushed to the hospital and doctors did the best they could, but were unable to save her life. The window behind the treadmill she was using was 2 feet away and was not supposed to be open.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Why was it open? 2 feet away? On a treadmill? Niggas just fall off the treadmill by running and losing their step and getting pushed back. Hell nah.
There was actually a sticker that stated not to open the windows, but it had been reportedly damaged. This incident could have been prevented if the gym had not been negligent of making an openable window 2 feet away from a treadmill that could easily be walked out of. Number 4. It's July 15th at the Paradise Gym in Bali, where a man is going to perform squat presses with a 450-pound barbell. This man is an Indonesian bodybuilder that has an Instagram following of 35,000 people. He's also a fitness trainer at the gym he is working out in, so he's not an amateur when it comes to working out correctly. He's ready to do a rep for the 450-pound squat press.
That just looked like too much weight, bro. This is what you call ego lifting.
And has a spotter with him just in case he trains to failure. He squats the weight and starts standing up but can't. It's too heavy. The spotter tries to help lift it up but can't bring the weight up for the lifter to stand. He squats back down and falls onto his butt, and all the weight rolls onto the back of his neck, resulting in his neck snapping. He's rushed to medical attention and they perform an emergency operation, but unfortunately, it's not enough to save his life. Justin Vicky died at 33 years old from a broken neck that fatally compressed his vital nerves connecting his heart and lungs.
What are the odds? Hell nah.
For the amount of weight that Justin was squatting, it is recommended to have at least 3 spotters to safely lift from the lifter, or to have safety bars to prevent the bar from lowering all the way to the ground. Number 5. A man in Iowa in the United States of America is bench pressing at the gym. His name is Kyle Thompson and is a 22-year-old senior studying at Iowa State University. He has a spotter with him while doing his bench press routine. He puts 315 pounds on the barbell and starts his rep, but the bar suddenly slips from his hands.
Bro, I was watching this video where some people, if you're not like a gym person, maybe you're not going to understand this, but I'll try my best to explain. So essentially, when you're holding the bar, there are some people that don't grip the bar with their thumbs. They just kind of leave this gap within their palm. And that weight, bro, that weight can just slip right out of your hands at any time. So anytime this is just some gym advice. Anytime you're bench pressing in the gym, make sure your thumbs are wrapping around the bar. Again, there's still other things that can go wrong, but at least the weight just slipping out of your palm, it won't be possible. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're just lifting way too much weight and your fucking fragile arms just snap under that weight, I mean, that's a whole nother scenario. But at least it's not just fucking slipping from your grip. I've seen too many videos of that. I always wrap the bar with the thumb. That's why we have thumbs. You know what I'm saying? Wrap around. Come on now.
Falls right on his neck.
Damn.
The spotter gets the weight off of him and checks if he's alright. Staff from the gym give him CPR up until first responders arrive at the scene. He was transported to Iowa Methodist Medical Center where Kyle died from major internal injuries due to the trauma on his neck. I wasn't able to find more information on how exactly the bar slipped from Kyle's hands. However, I could presume that he was using the suicide grip.
Yeah.
This is where your fingers are wrapped around the bar.
I just said that to y'all. I didn't know it was called the suicide grip, though. That's a pretty good name, though.
Without the thumb underneath. This makes it possible for the weight to slip onto the person, so it may have been the cause for the bar to slip.
And that is literally, I mean, some people do it because they just don't know better. But if you know better and you're doing this just to, I guess, feel cool or something, again, ego lifting. Ego lifting can get you hurt, bro. It's not worth it, bro.
Number 6. Mohammed Faraj is a 21-year-old man at a university gym in England using a Smith machine. This machine makes it so the bar has a predetermined path that slides vertically and has a barbell that if it is twisted, the bar will catch itself. He begins to use the machine for his exercise routine and all is normal. When people at the gym hear a loud crash by the machine, it turns out that Mohammed lost control and had somehow injured his head.
How?
2 people at the gym ran over to his body to give him CPR. Emergency services arrive shortly after 7 p.m. where they do their best to try and resuscitate Mohammed, but it isn't enough. He was pronounced dead at the gym on October 16th, 2024.
Hell no.
No official source says exactly how the bar ended up falling onto his head. If
You must have been throwing that motherfucker or something.
I were to guess, however, it would be he thought he twisted the bar on the hook and let go prematurely, leading it to fall on his head. Honestly, I would just avoid using this machine altogether.
Yeah, I never use that machine. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I almost feel like I have less control. But one big thing I could tell you, just as I feel like this become a gym advice video, but like I go to the gym every day. Just do everything very slow. Slow, steady, and I feel like that's the safest thing I could tell you about the gym. Because it's like when you start jerking shit, moving too fast, kind of just flinging shit, that's typically when mistakes happen. But when you're slow, steady, calm, control, you're much more likely to kind of notice little things like that. Oh, okay, let me push it slow, rack it slow. You know what I mean? And it leaves a lot less room for error.
Not only is it an artificial path for your bar to travel, if the weight is too heavy and you have no spotter, you can't roll off of it or unbalance the bar to one side and get it off of it. Number 7. In Wuhan, China, a 27-year-old man is bench pressing at a public gym. His name is Xiao Hu and is accustomed to working out by himself. He decides to load up 220 pounds on a bar.
See, this is also dumb. I mean, again, different people are different strengths, so you kind of know yourself, but you should never be doing like PR level weight. And if you guys don't know what PR is, it's pretty much like your heaviest weight that you probably can only lift for one with a spot. Like, so you should never be pushing your heaviest weight when you're by yourself, bro. It's just not worth it. Again, ego lifting. It's like you're trying to stroke your own ego or some shit. Or even worse, try to impress the people around you who don't give a fuck.
Barbell to train his chest and takes out his phone to record himself. He puts on a weightlifting belt and is ready to bench press. He lifts the barbell and lowers the weight onto his chest and begins to push it up, but his arms begin shaking. It's too heavy. The weight begins to slowly lower back to his chest, then slips onto his neck, pinning him to the bench. He's making desperate efforts to lift the weight and place it back on the rack, but to no avail. He tries to unbuckle his weightlifting belt.
This nigga recorded him. Bro, I shouldn't be laughing, bro. Oh my god.
But he can't. And with his deteriorating strength, lifts his legs to move the bar up, but it's not moving. He's knocked unconscious from asphyxiation and no one notices Xiao up until 2.5 minutes later. 2 gym employees rush over and take the barbell off.
This drawing is insane. That nigga is stuck in trauma. Hey, yo.
Of him. Seeing his lifeless state, they take him to the hospital where he is later determined as deceased. Number 8. A 42-year-old woman is at a gym with her daughter in Mexico City. She's using a Smith machine, the same kind of machine that took Muhammad's life. However, the exercise she is performing is different. A squat press instead of a bench press with the barbell. She has a bench seat underneath her while she is about to perform a squat. She decides to squat 400 pounds on the Smith machine. A man helps rack the weights on for her, and the daughter stands by and watches her mother about to
This is about to be sad.
Squat the weight. She lifts the bar and twists it, letting the entire load onto her shoulders. The moment she bends her knees, she immediately falls.
Oh my god. Bro, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's like people are so dumb. For that to happen to you, you literally just threw on weight that you were not ready for. Like, what the fuck? Start off slow. Put some 25s on that motherfucker. Put some 10s on there. Hell nah.
They weight onto the bench below, where the entire 400 pounds lands on
Folded her dumb ass. God damn.
her neck. The man and daughter immediately are shocked and try to remove the weight, but fail, up until 2 other people help take the weight off of her.
2 grown-ass men had to lift that shit off her, bro. Why were you doing that? Wait.
She is flipped on her side, where she is found unalived. Number 9. August 25th, 2012, at a powerlifting gym, there was a 34-year-old man named Igor Galushkin. He was a very fit and strong individual who competed in powerlifting from Russia. A powerlifting competition consists of 3 core lifts: squat, deadlift, and bench press, where the winner is the one who can lift the most amount of weight summed up from the 3 categories. In this case, Igor was bench pressing 400 pounds for his competition to win. However, when he almost successfully lifted the barbell, his hands suddenly slipped off the bar, and the weight fell onto his chest. The spotters were stunned and immediately took the weight off of him. Igor drank water and covered his face with his hands, having felt such terrible pain. He felt his condition getting worse from his chest area and was soon taken to the hospital. It had turned out that he had ripped his diaphragm and crushed his ribs from the 400-pound barbell. Medics did the best they could. However, Igor later died from a cardiac concussion at the hospital. Now, all these deaths are unfortunate and tragic. However, they can teach how to minimize risk of injury or death. Also, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, it's on my online shop.
Nice video, man. W video, man. Shout out to you for that. And the animation was very unique. I really did appreciate that. So, wow. Again, guys, if you guys, are about to start your fitness journey or have any thoughts of starting your fitness journey, don't be scared of the gym, man. But you just got to start slow and make sure you take your time with everything and don't rush into heavy weight, bro. Ego lifting is single-handedly the worst thing you can do. Now, granted, I think these are some freak scenarios. I think in most cases people don't necessarily die from situations like this, but injury, it hurts. It hurts. Nobody wants to, obtain any injuries. So again, guys, just be careful out there, bro. But, if you take your time and start off slow, don't go for the heaviest shit, especially if you're not experienced. You'll be just fine. But that's all I got for you guys today. My name's Berto. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, we are in the middle of a post-a-thon, 3 videos a day. Make sure that noties are on so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Where you at?
Where you at, Berto?